Okay, I'll try this again. First time I was too close, or the camera was too close to me, but anyway, I'm gonna draw my bow back for you, so you can see where the string hits my corner of my mouth here, and I'll hold it back for a few minutes so you can get a good look at it, and hopefully you can see my arm here. Last time my arm was out of frame, but my arm's not fully extended. It's bent just a little bit, and I got an arrow in here too. I'll shoot that while I got it in here, but right there you can see I'm back at full draw. My left arm is slightly bent. It's not always straight out. The bow won't let me go completely straight out because I hit the back wall. But anyway, right there is where it's comfortable. I'm at full draw and I'm looking through my peep. You don't want your head over like that trying to look through the peep or anything. You want your head straight up and down with the string. Full draw. I lock my thumb behind my ear. And I relax a little bit and I'm ready to shoot. And hopefully you can see all that. But anyway, just something real quick about this bow. You don't have this on yours, but I've got draw modules that are right here. And you don't even need a bow press to change these out. There's two Allen screws back here that go through the back side. There's one right here, and then there's one up here, and there's just a little Allen screw in there. You take those two Allen screws out, pull that module off, stick another draw length module on, and you can change your draw length like an inch either way, you know. And I think this particular model has got about 3 inches of draw, you know, say from a 27 to a 30, depending on what module you get. And this is a dual cam bow, but I've had single cams just like yours. But the cam on that one is set at 30 inches, so really the only way to make it any shorter is to change the cam on it. And since it's a older model bow, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. It's a good looking bow, and your strings and cables are fine. They just need some wax. But since it is an older model bow, I really don't know what your options are. It'd probably be more expensive to find a cam for it. And look around on some websites. I could even help you try to find one to swap out, but it's going to be tough to find one. You may be better off to go to a pawn shop or something like that and see if you can swap that bow in on a bow that's shorter and fits you better. But you can see my string, it's kind of fuzzy, like especially right here where it hits this dead string stop. There's some fuzzies on it. It just needs some wax, and this is bowstring wax. Like I told you in the email, you can make your own from beeswax and lanolin, but and this stuff's kind of cold too. It's cold out here in the garage, but just gotta take that, rub that string real good with it like that. You see it kind of clumping up on there. It's a little bit thicker than the consistency of chapstick, and then I just take my fingers and work that in. You see how your bowstring twists. I kind of wrap my fingers with that twist as I go and make all them little fuzzies lay back down. And you heat that wax up as you're rubbing it back and forth like that. It warms that wax up and makes it penetrate that bowstring. So now look at it. Fuzzies are gone. And we'll do the same thing up here below the peep, above the peep. Work that in real good. It helps if you take your bowstring and wax in the house about an hour before you decide to use it. Warm it up a little bit, or carry it around in your pocket for an hour. Well, it's 40 degrees out in the garage. Ain't really the time to be waxing your bowstring. But you can see that clumpy going on there. That's fine. Smear some on all the exposed string areas. And all the way down there. Work all that in. You're never going to get too much wax on your bowstring. And sometimes what I do is right in here where the cable slide roller is, you can't get right in there behind that, so I'll pull back and have somebody rub some string wax on there and smear it in for me real quick while I'm holding the bow back at full draw. Work all that in there real good. It's not an exact science. You'll see how that when you warm that string wax up by working it back and forth like that, you can feel it starting to get gooey, and it's getting in all those fibers there. But all the exposed string that you can get to, put wax on it, and all those little fuzzies that are sticking out on your string will disappear. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Just because it's got a few fuzzies sticking out don't mean it's getting worn. You got to have a new one. And I don't care what the manufacturers say about change it out every 1,000 shots. That's just a bunch of crap to sell more bowstrings. If it doesn't have any broken fibers in it, or it's not looking real super poor, you'll be able to tell by looking at it that the thing's about had it. But you can get a lot of shots out of that. Just keep it waxed. You can see all my fuzzies disappeared on that. That's how you do that. Hope that helps a little bit. I don't know if I got all that on camera or not. We'll see. Taking some too. It's been a while since I put some on it. I'll just go ahead and put this in the video too. Just take your wax and rub that on there. Any place where it's exposed string, you don't need to go over your serving. That serving don't need any bow wax. It gets waxed underneath of it, and then it doesn't. And you see that fuzzy right there on that string? That sucker was really needing some. Hit that one real good. But these recurve strings don't last near as long as the compound strings do, mainly because the material they make them out of is a different material. It's not these older recurves and stuff. You can't shoot that real super fast. I'm trying to think of some numbers here. They've got some stuff called Dynaflight and D97 and all kinds of off the wall crap. High tech. What we're shooting on these old late 60s, early 70 models recurves and longbows and stuff. These get the old style Dacron, and it's Brownell's B50 and B500, and it's not as strong. It's not going to last as long, but it's cheap, and that's what these old bows like. If you start using some of them real fast flight type string materials on an old bow, you're liable to bust your tips off or split one, and because it just can't take the whip. This old string material's got more give to it, and it stretches a little more. That new stuff, it's designed not to stretch. When you see on websites where they sell strings and they advertise zero stretch and all that, that's what they're talking about, is that new style bow strings that they've got, and they've got a lot of different kinds out there. I don't use any of them, so I'm not real up on the names and numbers and codes and all that stuff, but there's only two that I need to worry about, and that's B50 and B500. That's what I make my strings out of. This is actually what they call a Flemish twist string, and I can sit down and make one of these up in about 15 minutes right here in the garage. Matter of fact, this one's going to need one before too long. And I've used it for one season now. Maybe I've been a little too rough on it. I don't know. But that's that. Hope that helps.